Gordon, you're here again to talk to City Council about the early intervention program and PFM's final report here. What's your message to Council about the urgency in handling these financial issues?
So when we started, Kevin, by talking to the city about where they are financially, we talked about the fact that there was a deficit here that grows from about $2 million to $15 million. And we talked about what makes up that deficit, right? There's a pension part of it, which the city made a lot of progress in addressing. Still has to make some changes in terms of the cost of the pension benefits. We talked about the debt portion of things, which should be the focus for this calendar year because the debt payments jump a lot starting next year and then into 2022. And then we talked about the structural issue where you have revenues that grow more slowly than expenditures, and that's a problem not just in Erie and everywhere. The important thing now, and what we'll talk about tonight, is a little bit how the different pieces and recommendations in the plan come together. But we're going to spend a fair amount of time talking about process. I think as you and I discussed earlier, the plan lays out a number of different recommendations and ideas for closing the deficit, for improving services here. You can sort of think of those as plays in the playbook. But if you don't put the reps in, if you don't have the practice, if you don't work together and have a process, those plays are just going to be things you're doing in isolation. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how to repeat what we did last year, not necessarily through PFM, but repeat the process so that the multi-year financial planning becomes a part of city government just as much as the budget or an audit or anything else that city government does on a regular basis.